Traction control, buddy. Hey, Solo Scout here. Well, it's another Sunday morning, headed to church. Medium-sized Honda says 67 degrees and had some rain come through here. But it is supposed to clear up and be a little more sunny by the time church lets out, so good to go. It'd be a good day for a ride. It's all green and growing up. A lot different look than in the fall. All right, time at church there. A lot less cloudy. Got a few patches of blue sky up there. See the sun every once in a while. Not a bad day. Try a different set of gravel roads off of the 19 that go behind Indian Trail and maybe empty out at the range there. So we'll give it a go, see if we can find a way through.
I don't think so, sucker!
See if we can't navigate our way to the Indian Trail range area. Wait. Back in there, huh? Third, yeah, oh yeah, third's got enough. See, this is what we call gravel road, but some people, when they think of gravel road, it's more like the well-groomed Indian Trail gravel road that, you know, you could drive anything on. Gravel roads and gravel modes. There we go. Gravel road action there. There we go. Now we'll do better. Nice one. Well, this is a good one. Oh. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hopefully it won't get much worse than this. We're still on the stock Mixtours. I've got a set of 2-track, but I'm waiting to put them on until I get a few more miles out of these. I mean, I could swap them out and then put these back on if I had a problem where I really needed to go somewhere and didn't have the tread on the others, but there's really no point. And I'm trying to manage my mileage so that when I put the new tires on, I will be set for a long trip on pavement before I try to do a BDRX ride as well on those same tires. So instead of putting them on now and getting a bunch of, you know, low demand commuting miles on them, I'd rather save those 2-tracks to be fresh Crazy. Looks like 10, was it, man? Picture. All right, get the battery swapped out. Tank bag is pretty handy there. Just like dueling moto now. Got it. This is obviously 2-track, maybe Jeep trail, but we'd still call this a gravel road. So it depends on where you're from as to what you call something. It's a gravel road. Now, this was by the Conservation Department, so it doesn't have a county road designation. Up this, and then I think we're going to try to make the next left. Let's just see what that says over there. Camping. Yep. There we go. Now it moved around for me. All right, let's see what we can find. First, trouble or not. Biomass harvest. Oh, goodness. Goodness, we were not prepared for water crossings. Here we go. I'm sliding around, but it just didn't feel like I was going to fall off. That's the weight and the balance of the Transalp. It's definitely not the tires, don't get me wrong. It just, the Transalp is not a difficult bike to ride. I don't know if it's going to turn into private land there or if that turns into a county road, but we'll find out. See how many miles we've got on the bike. There we go. 20, no, that's trip B. There we go. 2398, so 2,400 miles on the Mixtours. Isn't that a shame? Turn it around and then we'll mark it. But we don't want to be pointed that direction while we're sitting around. Almost looks like they've been on stock Mixtours. Crazy. Crazy people around here. Oh, went the wrong way. Woo, did we get sideways that time? Poor old Transalp says, man, got street shoes and making me run a Tough Mudder. What's up with that? I mean, come on. We are an adventure rider on an adventure bike with non-adventure tires. So let's go. I mean, what would Dueling Moto say? He'd say, hey, just scrape the back end and let's ride. That's exactly what he'd say because he's Dueling Moto. All right. Yeah, if we would have had those test 2-tracks, we could have just jumped down into that 3-foot gully and just powered right out of it. But since, oh, hey now, right now. Well, goodness gracious, that was just a bit deeper than I thought. That's a good medium-sized Honda. Good medium-sized Honda. What we go through for fresh content, I'm telling you. I mean, you can't get any more fresh than this. Look at that, front tire deflection and everything. That is fresh content. Oh my goodness. Oh hey, now we got some spice. Spice of life. So nice at twice the price. Woohoo! Back end all the way around. Hey, oh boy. That is scraping the back end now, buddy. Old Transalp. Go through all this just so I can have a little adventure on a Sunday after church ride. It's terrible. Got Dunlop Mixtours on, and we're out there playing in the mud, for goodness sake. It was definitely a moment of tension, but my sub-novice skills kicked in, not fall flat on the ground. Oh, went through that too fast, and now I'm all splashed. Oh. I mean, just being out here on an adventure is complete torture. It's just terrible. Cobwebs streaming off your windshield. You got two track that's quickly degrading into no track. Hoping that when you reach the border or the boundary of Indian Trail Conservation that it's actually going to be County Road 427 and not a gated off private driveway. But you just don't know. You don't know until you get down there and look. Now, hit that puddle just a bit too hard. And another puddle. Woo-hoo! Traction control, buddy. Telling you what, them guys that can ride, they take the traction control off and they do those things, man, that's awesome. But me, son, traction control on. That kept me from dumping it right there. I'm telling you it did. I know you don't believe me. It's okay. I probably don't believe myself either, but I'm telling you, traction control saved my bacon right there. Because this hand was around, and those Mixtours were like, sucker, I ain't hooking up on nothing. Transalp was all like, medium crab bisque. Mixtours were like, no traction for you. That's a good holler down in there, but I think I'm supposed to keep turning this away. But yeah, there was a offshoot that way. Oh, turtle. ABS, yep. The guys that know how to ride turn their ABS off too. And that one I understand a little better. You know, if the bike thinks that, or if the bike can tell that your rear wheel is slipping, it will let go of the brakes, and you may want to keep it locked up, even though you slip a little bit going downhill. I get that one, I do. But being sub-novice, it really hasn't affected my ability to ride because my ability sucks. So let's get over here to the right-hand side of this track. Drop her down into first because we are losing elevation, and it is not as pleasant as I would like. Handlebar deflection. There we go. That left side track, but yeah, let's try it for a bit. I see a gate. I've got a good spot to turn around in. There we go. Got ourselves turned around. Get on out of here. know why I thought this one was better, but I did. So there we go. All right, let's see if we can crawl up out of here with Dunlop Mixtours. I think up here I saw a trail going off that way. It's not on the map, and I'm definitely not going to take off into it with these tires. But you get that back end moving around quite a bit. Change from one side to the other when it's wet like that. There is not a lot of traction. Oh, all right. Time maybe. Too bad. Yeah, there's a dip right there.
This is Solo Scout. I'm Oscar Mike.